how to install and remove a cutter on a large TOS mill. I know some of you guys are saying, well, this isn't very large, but it's the largest mill that we have. This video basically encompasses best practices when changing a cutter on a TOS mill. This is a drawbar for this machine. Drawbar has two nuts on this end. We also have two threads on this end. These are for the different adapters, which we'll get to in a minute. But this nut here is what does the engaging into the actual tool. So this guy goes here. This nut does the engaging. And this nut here is what actually tightens the tool in place. So as you tighten this up, the drawbar pulls back and pulls the tool into the car. Now you say, well, why do we have this little guy? So that we can take smaller tools and put them in as well. Then you'll say, well, Ray, there's a slight difference in size between this one and that one. Not a problem. Oops. That's why we have arbors. So we put the tool in the arbor, then we put this guy into here, and it still holds it. So that's one style of arbor that we have. We also have another style. So in some cases, larger drills have Morse tapers on them. So this is an arbor that has a Morse taper attached, or Morse taper on the inside. So we just take this guy, put it into here. So pretend there's a drill on there, should have got a drill. And then it locks into place, and this guy's bolted into the machine. You have to take it out, you'd use a drill drift, then you tap the drill drift. It forces your arbor out or your drill out. Now, with these larger machines come another large danger. This guy probably weighs about, I don't know, 20, 30 pounds. I've used some of these that are so large you need a crane to lift them. So this popping down and dropping out, if you get your finger caught underneath the cutter, it will cut your finger off. So you do need to use special precautions for this. Okay, so let's put a tool inside. In this case, I'm not tall enough to reach the top of the machine comfortably, so I'm going to use a step stool. You don't take these out normally, but that was for a demonstration. This guy in. Now, this tool is the engagement tool. This just part of the drawbar engages the tool. So I'm just going to put a small tool in. Let's say this guy here. I make sure that there's no vices or anything else underneath. Now, when I put this in, these holes here are for the drive lugs. Do not put them in like this. Can you see that? You need to turn it so it goes all the way up. Okay? So now I'm going to engage the top of the drawbar in. Now I got about 7 or 8 turns in there, so that's enough. So now I'm going to tighten the actual bar up, and we use this bottom nut to tighten. On this particular machine, we don't need to put it into low or high to disengage or to release the tool, because there's so many gear trains inside. The spindle's always a lot of resistance on the spindle. So I'm going to put this wrench on. I'm not going to use a hammer. I'm not going to use a pipe or anything. I'm just going to give it 2 medium pulls. So I'm going to go here, and then I'll just go 1, 2, and give. Okay. It did look like I pulled really hard because the machine tilted a small amount, but I really didn't. So you just give it 2 little pulls, and we're on there. So now let's say we want to take this off. Okay? So I'm not going to touch this bolt here on the top. I'm only going to use this bolt here. So same thing. Now let's pretend this is, oh, I can't get this. This is really, really hard. To release it, it is okay to use a soft face hammer to tap. Okay? So now This guy's free, but you see how I lift this guy up here? My tool is stuck inside. So what I'm going to do is I only back this off about 2 turns. Now when I tap on here, you'll hear the tool go clunk, and it'll drop out of the bottom of the spindle a small amount, about 2 threads. So I'm going to tap on the top, holding this here. Before I do that, I make sure that there's no vise or anything sharp underneath, so if this piece were to come out and fall down, I can't cut my finger or damage myself or create a pinch point. So I'm going to tap here, tool drop down, tool's free. I use the top of the nut to disengage the tool. And my tool's free. Okay, the lugs are not lined up. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to see other great videos, please check out my YouTube channel, Shop and Math. Also, don't forget, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. It's free and it'll help me out. Have a good night.